it is time to see what's clicking in Cleveland, or as we've sort of adopted this segment, it's Stephanie Haney time.
It is, yes. And we all need more of that, so take it away.
Oh,
Hi,
thank
Steph.
you, Jay and Christy. Hello today. We're starting with a little bit of legal news today, and this is out of Summit County because a former NBA player has been charged with a felony there for not paying child support. Here's the backstory here. Jacob Evans was drafted by the Golden State Warriors in 2018. That's the same year he became a dad. And a court ordered him to pay over $6,100 per month in child support, but he hasn't paid anything since 2022. And the records show he's only paid just under $60,000 since those payments began, and he owes over $300,000 in support payments. The prosecutor's office says they've tried to reach him to settle this for almost 2 years, and even with his driver's license and passport suspended, he still has not paid. So the prosecutor hopes that filing these charges changes that. That's the update there. All right, now to a sweeter story. Freddys Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers is opening a new location. That's tomorrow, Thursday, May 11th. They'll have a shop open in Avon. You can find that on Chester Road in front of Cabela's restaurant. The grand opening is at 9:30 in the morning. That's an hour before they usually open. There'll be a couple more spots on the way soon, too. They've got stores under construction in North Olmsted and Lorraine, and those will open later this year. Okay, now for our controversial question of the day. Wendy's, the fast food restaurant, is testing out artificial intelligence. They'll use it in their drive-thrus in Columbus. So we asked you, how do you feel about AI becoming a bigger part of our lives? Lots of different takes on this. Our first comment comes from Alarka, who says that she has no interest in artificial intelligence at all. She wants to keep people employed. That's a big topic of conversation here. Bob says that this will isolate people that he feels could do better getting out and not being in front of TVs, that people need to see the different personalities in the world. If we go to our next Facebook comment, we see this one from Bob again. Our next one from Alarka. Okay, these are the only ones that are showing up, but there was one positive comment that showed up and said that they were all for it and they're excited about the innovation. Now, this one comes from Philomena Blackfoot in our What's New Facebook group. She says, less people that hover over my food, the better. A little bit of a germaphobe there. I do feel you on that, Philomena. And if we go to our final question from the What's New group, Tammy says that it could be wonderful sometimes, disastrous in others. We need to proceed with discretion and caution. A lot of people, Jay and Christy, brought up that question of potentially taking jobs away and how it is kind of a slippery slope. I don't know how I feel about this. It's touchy. It's a touchy subject.
You know, we kind of have a little bit of experience with this. Do you remember about a decade ago, Home Depot was the first one that I remember. There may have been other stores, but I remember Home Depot said, hey, we're not going to get rid of all the cashiers, but we're going to put in checkout by yourself.
Right.
When it works, it is incredible. You can go through that in, out in seconds. But oftentimes there's a bad barcode on an item. They have to page someone. It almost sometimes takes longer. I don't know if that experiment has worked for Home Depot in large part, but I know jobs went away. They used to have a lot more people working the cash registers, and now many of them are automated.
That's my concern, and the interpersonal communications. You know, how are you going to meet people and talk to people and form relationships if we're just always talking to a computer?
There's an old episode of The Twilight Zone that deals with humans building computers essentially to take our place. It doesn't end well. Go look at that.
Maybe we should take notes.
It's a little scary. Yeah, this was in the 50s.
Yeah, I'm seriously, the things that they created back then that we see now, it's a little scary.
Stephanie, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.